All right, welcome race fans here to another exciting night of racing here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, as we're proud to bring you Sim Racing Unleashed, round number 8 here at Darlington Raceway, or known as the Lady in Black, where these guys are gonna hopefully keep that right side of that car off that outside wall in turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's going to be a very great race to see how these guys handle this track here with the Lady in Black, and hopefully she be's nice to everybody. But until then, we will find out, as we are happy to bring up Lee Tidwell and Zach Hall in the booth here tonight at Darlington Raceway. How you guys doing, gentlemen?
Well, I'm doing. I guess you can see who's going first, but I'm doing pretty well here tonight. Glad to be here at Darlington for Throwback Week at SRU here for Sim Racing Unleashed. Man, it's going to be a heck of a race here, round number 8. Lee, how you feeling tonight, man?
You know, it is our Sunday night sensation. It is Sim Racing Unleashed, and we are at Darlington, home of the little racetrack that could and the little lake that wouldn't go away. Zach was telling me the story about the strange configuration of Darlington Raceway and the reason why it was built the way it was. And it all has to do with a pond behind turn 3 and 4. We'll talk about that during the broadcast. But I tell you what, Bobby, we're going to have a good race here tonight. We have a lot of cross-pollinators here tonight. Some people making their debut in Sim Racing Unleashed. Joseph McWhorter is here tonight. Mark Whitley is here tonight. Levi Cox is here tonight. Cedric Hunter. And then you go on with Hunter Hayward is here tonight. Bradley Delph back on the lineup. Robbie Darnell, Todd Neese, Brandon Colley, who's been back and forth between the two leagues all season long. Kerry Chim here. We have Robert Cheswick, a regular, Jason Adams, David Neese, Gomez, Mark Gomez, that's Gomez, Stephen Leffler, my main man, Steven Stepien. Hello, Miss Kayla, if you happen to be watching out there on Facebook. We got lots of good drivers here tonight, and it should be an interesting race with the way that this track is set up, with the way that you have to race it, and with how 1 and 2 is pretty all right. 3 and 4, you clinch a little bit there in 3 and 4, Zach.
Oh, for sure, Lee. It's a tough racetrack. 1 and 2, early in these runs is going to be completely almost wide open, maybe a little crack of the throttle. Especially later in the run, it'll still be almost close to wide open with this package. 3 and 4, though, completely different beast. Way tighter of a radius of a corner, so you really have to slow down a lot more than you do down in turn 1. You know, you're actually braking going off into 3, and you got to get real close to that wall, because literally that's where the speed is. The speed's not down low. The speed is up against that wall, trying to make that corner as wide as possible, get the straightest exit for that long front straightaway. Very, very tough. I can tell you what, we're going to see some beat up right sides there in 3 and 4. It's going to be, as they say, too tough to tame, and you're going to get your black or your Lady in Black stripe here tonight for sure.
And Miss Kayla Potter joining us on Facebook. Hello, Kayla. And Kelly Hayward says, go, Hunter. Or Steven Stippian, fast time right now, 27.411. Mark Whitley in second with a 27.527. Braden Caress third. Collie fourth. Hunter Hayward in fifth at the moment. We are watching the number 5 of Brandon Hartwell as he is laying down. I think he's already completed his lap. Am I correct on that?
I believe so. I think he's just getting some more practice laps in here. He's sitting on the board in 13th with a 27.69. Yeah, I think, you know, that's the thing about qualifying. You have 2 laps to put your time down, but you can keep going till the timer runs out. So if you get out there early and you feel like you need a little more practice, and just so you have that track to yourself, it's a good time to get some laps and get warmed up before that green flag drops.
The 72 of Stephen Leffler about to lay down his first time of the evening, coming down the front stretch across the start-finish line. Leffler will come in at, register time, a 27.748, 14th position on his lap there. And it looks like he's only going to take 1. He is slowing down, coming out of 2. So Stippian still on the pole as we have about 35 seconds left in qualifying. Robert Cheswick Jason Adams, David Neese, Buzz, and Michael Yarrow yet to put any times down. And some of those names, Zach, they normally don't put times down. They're either admins in the league or they start in the back and work their way up, which seems to be a popular strategy with a few different people in multiple leagues.
Yeah, definitely. Some guys like to stay back there, try to stay out of the trouble, just run their own race and kind of, pick up the attrition, as this definitely will be an attrition race, as you're going to see guys really beating up the right side of the car, and that car is going to be ill handling after you get that right side damage, because the aerodynamics here play a big factor. So, yeah, if you can stay back there, run your own race, run your own pace, should be good to go.
We have finished qualifying this evening, ladies and gentlemen, on the pole here at Darlington for race number 8 of season 8 of Sim Racing Unleashed is the number 81 of Steven Stepien. Mark Whitley in second in that number 77 car. The 91 of Braden Caress will begin in third position. Brandon Colley in fourth in that number 2. The 21 of Hunter Hayward will begin in fifth position. Bradley Delph will start in sixth at a number 14. Levi Cox making his debut here. In the number 99 comes in seventh. Joseph McWhorter in eighth in that number 30 car. The 53 of Dave Bush will start ninth. Todd Neeson 10th in that number 1. The 32 of Lane Doyle, that Bob Ross car, might not be Bob Ross tonight because we got the throwbacks, which will then really throw me off. He will begin. Who was we just talking about? I lost that.
Lane.
There we go. Lane in 11th position. Cedric Hunter in the 11 car will start in 12th. Brandon Hartwell in 13th. Stephen Leffler 14th. Robbie Darnell 15th. Mark Gomez in 16th. Kerry Chimp 17th. And Yarrow in 18th. Buzz 19th. David Neese 20th. Jason Adams, Mr. Constitution himself 21st. And Robert Cheswick will be in 22nd position. From Yarrow on back, no time set. Zach, it is time to get rowdy. It is time to get... What do you say, Robert? Freaky fast, freaky nuts, freaky awesome, freaky
crazy.
You're gonna get
wild.
freaky fast, freaky. Oh, see, I gotta be into saying it to do it.
Look, I'm just if it's your saying.
I don't remember my saying. That's the bad thing about it. I gotta be in a role to it, and it just comes out of my mouth.
Really?
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
honestly,
it.
no, I don't remember how I say it.
He just gets on a roll and
That's honestly I do. I just
fly.
and it just rolls off of my tongue and just happens to stick.
Look, I really like Brandon Hartwell, but I'm tired of looking at his car. Can we look at someone else?
It's a nice Red Bull scheme there. I tell you what, though, looking at the qualifying times, as we went through those, Steven Stepien put down a heck of a lap, man. That was a fast lap. Anybody's turned here all day. He saved it for that qualifying run, and that's tough to do because you cannot touch that wall. You touch that wall, and that lap time is deleted. And man, 27.411, very good time from Mr. Stimp. And
We
I
get
watched a little bit of
freaky
the practice
fast,
race.
freaky crazy, freaky nuts. There, I'm done. All right, have fun.
He
was
said
on
his
mute.
piece.
He was on mute going, how do I say that? How do I say it? And then he got it. I bet he repeated it 3 times in his head, unmuted, said it real quick, and now he jumped back off. So it's going to be Stepien and Whitley on the front row, Perez, Colley, and then Hayward and Delph as we will get set for 147 laps here at Darlington Raceway for Sim Racing Unleashed. Lee Tidwell, Zach Hall, and Robert Moya will be joining you this evening. Thank you so much, Facebook and YouTube, for joining us. Don't forget, we do have the chat box active, so Facebook can talk to YouTube and vice versa. Just check out the box. It will pop up on your screen during the broadcast. Here we go, Zach. About to get underway. Stepien will lead them to the line. Whitley on the outside in that Kellogg's machine. The number 77, and here we go. Through the start-finish line, down the front stretch, and we head into one. As you talked about, that top line is really what everyone's looking for, but the first couple of laps, you've got to kind of settle in there as Braden Caress is trying to force himself between Whitley and Colley. And now Whitley's got to run on Stepien on the high side. That high side showing its groove there. Now 3 and 4, we're going to be door-to-door. Stepien and the 77 of Mark Whitley. Whitley will lead lap number 1 when we cross the line, and will take the lead going into one, Zach.
Yeah, and almost a little bit of contact between Braden Caress and Brandon Colley. You got Levi Cox in the middle of that, too, there with Hunter Hayward coming off of 2. You see them all stacked up here, man. it is popping off here early in that one groove racetrack as we see.
It truly is. The 91 of Brayton Caress has Hayward right behind him, then Levi Cox. They race it out of 4. Going to bring it across the start-finish line, complete lap number 2. Your top 5, Whitley Stempy and Collie Caress and Hayward. Levi Cox and Joseph McWhorter following along right behind them. We go into 2. Levi Cox drifting up just a little bit. We're looking at the 30 of Joseph McWhorter. McWhorter sitting in 7th position now.
Yeah,
right behind Levi.
File out now and try to get in a good groove here, but it's going to be tough to pass still. But you're going to see guys attempt it mostly. You know, you're going to try to get the run coming out of 4, get ahead of a nose ahead into 1. As you see Bradley trying to make a look on Joseph. That's tough to do, but he's actually going to get side by side.
He is the 14 of Bradley Delph getting side by side and touches. Goes to the inside, hits the wall. Bradley Delph and Joseph McWhorter door touch. Delph gets the rough end of it and hits that inside wall. We will keep it under green.
Yeah, and that's what's so tough about it. It's hard to hold the bottom under somebody right there off the exit of 2, and especially on the entry of 1. So, yeah, tough track to pass, man. It's that's why they say it's too tough to tame, and a lot of times you got to race the racetrack, not your competitors. Mm-hmm.
Looking at the 95 of Michael Yarrow, and is it just me or is some of the paint schemes on the broadcast different than what I'm seeing on my screen, especially McWhorter? That's where I noticed it.
Joseph.
The 30 of McWhorter, I'm showing him in an AOL car.
Yeah, it looks like his throwback is the AOL car, but I believe it didn't load here on Trading Paints.
Everybody's going to see a big flash of white cars in just a moment as we reload Trading Paints to ensure we got everybody's throwback scheme. You are looking at the number 30 of Joseph McWhorter as he enters into 3 and exit 4. We're going to be lap 7 of 147 when we cross the line.
Yeah, sometimes we're seeing it loaded there again as his other car, but sometimes it just these things don't load right with Trading Paints, and you know, you got so many files of paint files that it doesn't load right. As we look at Levi Cox trying to make a pass here on Hunter Hayward.
Levi Cox underneath Hunter Hayward. That's going to be coming out of 4. Will make the pass. Cox moves into 5th position and will be riding behind Brayton Caress. Look at that for 2nd. Collie and Stemp.
Yeah.
Collie is right behind Stemp, and he's not giving him any trouble. He's pushing him to Whitley.
He is definitely putting the pressure on Stemp right now. It's going to be interesting. He's going to look here to the inside, but can he get by Stemp? The Hunter Hayward pass for Levi was a little bit easier because Hunter was able to get to the wall over that, checked him up. You're going to see side by side now. Stemp's going to hold that high line. He's going to be able to hold that 2 off.
Yeah, it didn't look like Collie had a very good run coming out of 3 and 4. Just couldn't keep it stuck up there. And now Hayward now with a run on Levi Cox, maybe coming out of 2. Cox got a little squirrely there. Going into 1. As now we're riding along with Steven Stempy looking back at Brandon Collie. Again, that is the battle for 2nd position. Looks like this time Collie is just going to follow behind and complete lap 9 of 147. The top 3 starting to pull away a bit. Levi Cox now has Brayton Caress right behind him. Hunter Hayward is going to be behind Caress as we exit 2. That is a battle for 4th position.
Yeah, Levi Cox just great run off for 4 and made that great pass. I know from experience racing Levi here at this track, he is very, very tough at this racetrack. He put on one of the most dominant performances I've seen in a long time at this racetrack, racing against him. So I would not put it past that 99 to be challenging here in this race at some point as we look back at the 53 of Dave Bush here running the 10.
Dave Bush running in 10th position, and that number 53 Red Baron machine.
Oh, we got a battle for the lead. Steven Stempy. He just made an amazing pass. Wow. Man, I was so close to putting Mark into the wall, but he just barely cleared him. And I tell you what, that was a heck of a pass. Look who's right on the back bumper of him now. I checked them all up. Levi Cox.
Sure did. Here comes Levi Cox to the back of Collie. Got a nice run coming out of 2. Will drop down to the inside, down the backstretch. Levi Cox will pass Collie, and now looking to the inside of Mark Whitley. Has to let off a little bit and will ease in there to 3rd position and starting to make that climb.
Yeah, up to 3rd now for Levi. That 99, he's all over the back of Mark. And Steven Stippian saying, I need to get away. And, Mark, I think Joseph McWhorter into the wall. That let Cedric Hunter get by, and they had a little contact there in 3 and 4 as it was about 3 wide going down the back straightaway last time.
We come into 3, and Levi Cox is ping-ponging. Oh, he checked up. Collie hit him in the back end. Checked up from Whitley. Collie wasn't able to check up as much. Got into the back end. Collie is going to have front end damage on that. Whitley looks like his rear end is all right. I mean, not Whitley, excuse me. Levi Cox, the 99. Looks like his rear end is all right, but Collie did smooth right into the back of it.
Yeah, that's going to hurt Brandon the worst there. He's definitely going to be feeling the effects of that as even behind there, Cedric Hunter is starting to make his way up from 12th. He's trying to get into the top 5, but yeah, Collie is going to be suffering from that nose damage. That is not fun to have, and he'll need to definitely get that repaired at some point.
Cox is going to pass Caress. That's going to take him up now to 3rd position. But then you got Stippian and Whitley. Why is Collie a lap down?
No, he's in 4th.
Oh, I was so confused. My telemetry flip-flopped some names for a second, and Collie just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, and Collie's really suffering now. He's got Cedric Hunter all over the back of him, entering 1, and Cedric's going to try to make the pass on the bottom through 1 and 2. What a pass. He's up to 4th now.
The 11 of Cedric Hunter now in 4th position. Here comes Caress. Collie's going to drop down to the inside. Collie's got damage. He's now coming into the pits and going to get that damage repaired. So Brandon Collie suffered the most of that rear ending of Levi Cox. And we'll go lap 17 to 147 down Sim Racing Unleashed here at Darlington. A beautiful Sunday evening for a drive, don't you think?
Definitely is. This place, as it transitions into the night, it's going to be interesting. And I think what the problem is, Collie might be overheating. So that's unfortunate for our points leader here coming into tonight. Not the greatest thing that could happen for him early, but I think it's smart to go ahead and get that fixed. And then if caution comes out, you'll be able to hopefully get your lap back. So maybe a lucky dog or something.
Back here with a 53 of Dave Bush, we've got a Hornets nest with Hunter Hayward, Stephen Leffler, Lane Doyle, Brandon Hartwell. They're all accordion in and out. Now Bush is going to be making a run on Hayward. Got a nice run on Hunter Hayward now. Going to drop down to the inside, down the backstretch. Overtake that position of 8th going into 3. But Hayward right next to him on the back bumper. Following out of 4. And now Leffler is going to drop down to the inside of Hayward.
Yeah, this right here will be interesting as they enter into 1. Hunter's going to not let him go, and he's going to hold on to that position there. And you see a lot of times guys will give you a position, but if you're a nose ahead, you usually don't. That's kind of the rule of thumb. Whoever's nose ahead kind of has the preferred line and kind of controls the destiny of all the drivers around him. So here's the ride on forward with Hunter. You can see he's got a little bit of right side damage on that front end, and I've seen that early in the race. Now he's got some upper again to his inside. And we'll see if he tries to hold him off there again. He does. He clears him. But yeah, that damage is not going to help you here tonight, especially that thing will just. If you think it didn't turn before in 3 and 4, it'll turn even less when you get that right side.
Almost touched the wall there. And Leffler will have the run and pass Hayward going into 3. Lane Doyle now behind Hunter Hayward. As we exit 4, Hayward has fallen back to 10th position. And with one fast repair or no fast repair?
Yes, one fast repair.
Yeah, so still not out of the evening for Hunter Hayward, especially with it being as early as it is. Lane Doyle now right to the backside of Hayward, going to drop down underneath. And it looks like Hunter's just going to try to stay high and say, if you want to pass me, the inside is yours. Go for it.
Whoa.
That game real close.
That's for sure.
Brandon Hartwell almost got the back end of Lane Doyle.
Definitely has. There's action kind of all over this racetrack here. We got this battle, and then the battle for second. Mark Whitley is getting his bumper beat off by Cedric and Levi. He's kind of holding these guys up. Actually, he gets to the wall hard in front of him. Oh,
yeah, he hits the wall, and then Levi and Cedric check up for him. But yeah, they are pushing Mark Whitley to the breaking point.
Yeah, and that, as Cedric Hunter and Levi have caught Mark, Steven Stippian is pulled out to a 3.2 second lead. And this is frustrating as the driver being behind. You know, these guys look Mark again into Levi into the wall. This is tough. And that's the thing, you get frustrated behind this driver that you can't get by and you're getting held up, you're losing time. You know you can go quicker, but the driver in front of you is just holding you off just enough because of one groove. But we got a caution.
Caution somewhere. And Stippian is not happy about it at all.
I believe David Neese in the 27.
So the
David Neese.
27 of Nice. Let's see if we can figure out what happened there. Yeah. It's going to be coming, looks like out of 2. So Nice goes into 1. No one around him.
Boom. Right to the inside wall as you see on the replay.
Yeah. Hit that wall, hit the outside wall, and then drives into the inside wall. Doesn't collect anyone else. And the caution comes out here on lap 24 of 147 with Sim Racing Unleashed. We will have our first yellow flag of the evening, fellas. And we will also have our first pit party of the evening as we got a lot of guys that came down. And we'll go over those in just a moment, let the field kind of shake out. But we'd like to remind you that Freaky Fast Broadcast is brought to you by the ButtKicker, the Gamer 2. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience, and the ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10-powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving to physical mass instead of only air like traditional speakers, the Gamer 2 provides an instant, accurate, powerful bass response, and it's all perfectly in sync with every game with no additional software required. Check out the Gamer 2 at thebutkicker.com. Use promo code FreakyFast20, that's Freaky with 2 E's, FreakyFast20 for 20% off your order of the Gamer 2 at thebutkicker.com. Freaky Fast Broadcasting also brought to you by Ipitting and the Ipitting Board. The Ipitting Board is a web tool designed for iRacing teams. It'll help you create an iRacing series board for all your teammates and provide a clearer vision of every data point they need, from schedules, results, championship points, standings, and much more. It's also a great help for your team's community manager, who can use the tool to share on social networks, teams' achievements, broadcast schedules, standings, and just all kinds of good stuff. Check them out at ipitting.com for the Ipitting Board. Also brought to you by Rocket Racing Setups. Rocket Racing Setups is your one-stop shop for all your iRacing setup needs. They've been dominating the dirt since 2017. New read, fellas, still trying to learn it. After a short break, they have rebuild and ready to rocket our customers back to the front of the pack in 2020. They're producing setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, road, pro trucks, and rallycross. And they currently have multiple builders working for them, doing setup packs, booklets, coaching lessons, and more. You can check them out, of course, at www.rocketracingsetups.com. Brought to you by, if I'm correct, where am I going next, Robert? Brought to you by American Hero Hunt. American Hero Hunt is a nonprofit 501c3 organization that gets veterans and first responders into the outdoors. Free hunting, fishing, and camping adventures that are therapies, educational, and rewarding. All to give back to the heroes that have sacrificed so much for our great nation. Find hunt entries and more information at more information about American Hero Hunt at facebook.com/American Hero Hunt. Great organization there, American Hero Hunt. Check them out on Facebook as well. All right, fellas, I think I hit everybody. I think we're good to go. We are still under caution. So Leffler will be in the lead as he stayed out. Hartwell will be in second. Jason Adams third. Chesawick in fourth. All four of those, Zach chose not to pit.
Yes.
Everyone else came in.
Yeah, and it was interesting. Cedric Hunter was one of the guys who decided not to pit on the first lap. And then he said, never mind. I'm going to pit this next lap since everybody pitted. And it's an interesting call to put yourself back farther. But, I mean, the other guys are going to be stuck in some traffic too now. It'll be interesting to see what guys on new tires will do here.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to take them very long at all.
Yeah.
But with this being that high groove track, you know, you stay up there even with the tires and you haven't got them changed yet, you're going to be running fast. But those new tires will be able to stick more to the inside. It could be a train wreck.
for sure. It's definitely going to be interesting. I think the new tires are definitely going to see the things go forward.
Green flag, and they will come to the line. And immediately,
I think the
2 cars
said, we're out.
Adam says, nope, done, fellas. Cheswick said, go ahead, guys. Now Leffler and Hartwell will stay out and run in the front as we start to sort through the pack. Lane Doyle falling back a little bit. He's looking to settle in right in front of Cedric Hunter. Joseph McQuarter now powering past there. Then you got Whitley and Colley. No, that's not Colley. Colley's on up there. Who's with Whitley? Braden Perez.
Oh, and the wrecking Hunter Hayward.
Hayward hits the wall, rides up the wall.
We're good. We're staying green. No caution. He just rode the wall for a little bit. That's heavy damage on the 21 for sure.
So, if Hayward did not use his fast repair on that last one, he definitely needs it now. But, man, that was an unfortunate event. Hartwell will lead the race now with Leffler in second. Dave Bush in third. Neese fourth. Stympian has fallen back to fifth. Then you've got the 14 of Bradley Delph. That will be your front pack. Right behind them will be the 32 of Lane Doyle. The 53 of Bush now making the pass for second. Sorry, Beck.
Yeah, and I think a few of these guys did not take tires. You can see, I think he's definitely on new tires compared to Hartwell. But, I think a few guys did not take tires. So, like Steven Stympian, I think he just took fuel as he's kind of still here in the 6th position. So, interesting strategy calls by a lot of these guys. I mean, you got a limited set of tires, so you better save them here at Darlington.
We're watching Dave Bush just chase down Brandon Hartwell. And it's interesting, too, if you know that Stipp took a pit stop, but if Stipp didn't take tires, Dave Bush did. Teammates, working different strategies, seeing what works. And Bush will be in the lead now. Hartwell in second, and now Todd Neese in that Pennzoil number 1 is catching straight up to Brandon Hartwell. As we're looking at the 53 of Dave Bush, your race leader in that Red Bear. I could go for a Red Bear and cheese pizza right now.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be real good. I would enjoy that.
Man, these leagues make me hungry.
I know, right? Gosh, guys, at least make something non-editable in your car. Because now I'm just thinking about pizza.
I want pizza. Luckily, we don't have the Taco Bell car here tonight of Jason Anderson. Then I'll be wanting a bean burrito.
Oh, man, that'd be so good right now. Oh, no.
Luckily, I'm not a beer drinker, or David Neese would make me want a Miller Lite right about now. Neese running in a 9th position. He is up 11 spots. The 17 of Kerry Chim in 17th position.
A little bit of damage on my car.
And you got the 95 of Michael Yarrow, another team member there of Smoking, right? I believe I'm correct.
Yes.
A fellow Canadian of Cedric Hunter, sitting in 15th position. The 91 of Braden Perez is in 12th position. He is in that Stanley Tools, Stanley Measuring Instruments. I don't know what you call it. The 32 of Lane Doyle. He's not Bob Ross tonight. He is in that throwback type machine here at Darlington.
It's a classic here.
The 11 of Cedric Hunter. Very weird not seeing Hello Kitty, but in the FedEx number 11, got a little bit of front end damage there as Mr. Hunter. He is running in 10th position. The 81 of Steven Stympian in 9th position, running that classic Budweiser paint scheme. I like that number 5. He's looking to the inside of Leffler. Whoop, right past him. There's the 72 of Stephen Leffler, who was in 8th position, now in 9th. He has Cedric Hunter right behind him now.
Definitely does, and a lot of great-looking cars out here. I always like to see the throwbacks out here.
Brandon Hartwell in the number 5, riding along in 6th position. The 77 of Mark Whitley, the Vegas specialist, riding along in 5th position. In 4th will be Joseph McQuarter. You're seeing him in his Driven Motorsports. I'm seeing him in an AOL car. But either way, cool paint job. Yep. The 14 of Bradley Delph in that Exxon Mobil. The number 1 of Todd Neese in second position in that throwback Pennzoil machine. And then you have your race leader. The race leader 53 of Dave Bush. 33 Gomez is sitting back in 19th position. And that UPS, we got a UPS and a FedEx. I want them two to wreck each other with how much I have to deal with them on a daily basis. Then you've got the 24 of Jason Adams and that DuPont Jeff Gordon throwback. As we're on lap 38 of 147 at Darlington Raceway. Zach, now that we're back under green, we've had one caution. Everyone's kind of settled out. And that's really what has happened. Everyone is kind of settled down. It looks like the closest battle we might have is going to be Brandon Hartwell in the 27 of David Neese for sixth position. And Neese is going to overtake that.
What's interesting is just really the guys who, I believe, really the front, now it'd be the front six cars took tires on their last stop. Brandon Hartwell will be the first guy on old tires, I believe, there in the seventh position. And the battle is kind of going to get interesting is Cedric Hunter and Steven Stympian. They're on the same tires, I believe, and running pretty similar times. And it's kind of impressive because Cedric's got a good little bit of nose damage, as you pointed out, Lee, there. And Steven Stympian, as I'm talking about him, no, he got in a wall just a little bit. Not too bad, though. Doesn't look terrible. So you're definitely going to hit it here. You just don't want to crinkle it up too much. As I say, that Cedric gets it too. So these guys are just, tag teaming the wall together.
Yeah. The 81 of Steven Stympian running in 8th position, Hunter in 9th. We are looking at the 14 of Bradley Delph, who is running in 3rd position. He's going to have a quarter behind him and be trying to chase down Todd Neese, who is now caught up to Dave Bush.
And
with a 10th of a second lead is Bush over Neese. Bradley Delph, 6/10 of a second behind Neese.
And if it stays green, these guys that played this pit strategy with the new tires are going to be looking pretty darn good. There's about a 24 bouncing off the wall.
Adams hits that wall. He was trying to stay high for everyone. Bounced off the wall. But Bush and Todd Neese will escape unscathed, along with the 14 of Bradley Delph, who at this moment in time is our producer's favorite car for some reason.
He is looking pretty clean. And that white, red, and black sticks out pretty nice.
Mark Whitley in 5th position. Now, the thing about Mark Whitley, he's a very strong driver on multiple tracks, but he's really that 1.5 mile specialist type guy. And then when you look at a 1.3 mile weird shaped little, not even a hairpin, what is like a paperclip shape Darlington Raceway. Now, tell the story about the lake.
Yeah, okay. So when this land was purchased, a guy owned it. I don't know the name, of course, but it was bought by a guy who wanted to build a racetrack on the land. And when he bought the land from the previous owner, he said, "Listen, man, you can build a racetrack, but if you're going to build the racetrack, you got to make sure to leave my favorite pond." And that pond is actually off of 3 and 4, and I believe it's still there to this day. And so they actually had to make the track almost like an egg shaped. I mean, 1 and 2, super high speed, wide. It's really crazy corner. It's one of the corners that it's almost 2 corners in one. You have like a straightaway in between it, almost in the middle of the corner. It feels like, you'll actually see guys, lift on the entry, get back in the gas in the middle there, back to full throttle, then lift coming off the exit, and then get back in it. So it's almost like 2 corners itself. And then 3 and 4, it's kind of like its own little thing where it's a super tight radius corner and a lot harder to get around, in my opinion. And it's really cool just to see how a pond could affect the track's layout, of course. So really cool to see just the history behind this amazing racetrack.
As Dave Bush will continue to lead with Neese in second, we are looking at the 72 of Stephen Leffler, who is sitting in 10th position.
Yeah, Stephen Leffler hanging in there in 10th at the moment, started 14th. Not too far behind Stympian.
And he's just cruising. He's got Nobody within a second and a half either way of him.
Yeah, a lot of these guys that didn't take tires, that's kind of what's, that's kind of where they're sitting right now. You got Levi Cox there in 12th. He's kind of right behind Brandon Colley, Brandon Colley's probably feeling pretty good because, he had to, get that early stop, get that nose fix, get that fast fix out of the way. And he went a lap down, and guess what? That early caution brought him right back into it with that lucky dog position. Looks like really, from 7th on back, those are the guys that didn't take tires, and they're definitely, they're about 9 seconds back from the leader, Dave Bush. So it's definitely not playing out in their favor if it stays green this way.
No, it definitely is not. As we are now looking at Braden Perez, and then number 91, he is sitting in 17th position.
He's teleporting.
Then back up to Yarrow in 13th. Our camera guy has ADD. We apologize. Man, I've just had so much fun picking on Robert tonight because he can't say anything. It's amazing. Just wondering why random. What happened?
Oh, Cedric Hunter about had an issue there with the 24 Jason Adams getting by him. It was almost a little bit of an incident, but they were able to navigate it well. And there's Cedric Hunter sitting in the 8th position, still on them older tires from earlier in this race. And those guys are going to be probably looking hit.
We've got one that just did. Looks like it's the 44 of Robbie Darnell came in.
Now
the 91 of Braden Caress pitted as well. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little math here just because, they did pit there on lap 25. So that would take a good chunk of this race out at 122. And if they can, we've heard from our information that we got before this race, fuel window is 65 to 70 laps. 122 laps, that's 61 laps apiece. So these guys that technically came down, got some fuel, and did not take tires will be able to make it to on a one stop, while guys like Brandon Hartwell, who stayed out, and a few others who stayed out will not be able to make it. But also Dave Bush, the guys who took tires, will be able to make it on one stop. So really it plays into Dave Bush, Todd Neese, Bradley's hands, Joseph, and Mark's really right now.
We're on lap 53 of 147 at Darlington Raceway with Sim Racing Unleashed. Lee Tidwell and Zach Hall up in the booth with you. In the truck, Mr. Robert Boyer, bringing you all these great camera angles and production values. And if you're watching on YouTube, bringing to you in 1440p, ultra high definition.
It's always super clear, crystal clear, as I say.
You remember Crystal Pepsi? No, you're too young. You don't know
I do. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it was before my time, but I know what you're talking about.
Another thing that was really good back in the day was a Clearly Canadian.
Oh, okay.
It was like soda water, but it was like flavored. So you could get like different fruit flavors and stuff. So good.
That sounds very good.
Think of like a 7-Up, but instead of being citrusy, you could pick it as being with a hint of strawberry or peach or whatever.
See, I'm always a big fan of like Sprite or 7-Up or something like that. So like, a little bit of different flavor on that. That'd be fantastic on my side of the ballpark.
Speaking of ballpark, nobody's in it right now.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, against the wall, the 14 of Delph.
Yeah.
Out of 2. And McWhorter.
And there it goes McWhorter, as you say that. So up the third for Joseph. 2 lap cars catching leadership. You see, we're riding with Todd Neese. He's not 2 lap cars on fresher tires. I tell you what, Todd Neese has not let Dave Bush get away. These two have, he's been staring at Red Baron Pizza for a good bit now. He's probably getting a little hungry.
Yeah, Neese got the munchies now after staring at everything. You know what? A Red Baron will be good right about now. Going into 3 and 4. One of the things about this track is when the sun begins to set, going into 3 and 4, coming down the backstretch, it is right in your eyes.
Wow, look at Todd Neese. Let's buy the 2 lap cars. I mean, they were all over him. At some point, he had to, but the time he lost, Joseph McWhorter now not even that far behind, and Dave Bush, Brady Crest is going to look to his inside, but not be able to get behind him.
Yeah, McWhorter now 0.3 of a second behind Todd Neese. As Bush is going to stay high and let Perez and Darnell, up underneath him.
But that's actually going to slow him down in the entry there. That's going to let Todd Neese kind of reel him back in a little bit. So now the top three all within a second of each other.
And now everybody coming up on Kerry Chim, who's running in the 17th position. So lots of movement going on the track, and a lot of it right around our leaders at the moment. As we're on lap 60 of 147 with Sim Racing Unleashed. McWhorter's making a move off of 2.
Yeah, he's flirting with the wall a little bit, but that's what you just got to do. You got to get close to it, man. If you don't get close to it, your speed's just going to be slower. The more brave you are at this racetrack, it really rewards bravery and consistency. And that's what you're seeing there from Joseph. As Todd Neese, though, he's not giving up here. Putting pressure on Dave Bush. Being very patient.
Yeah, nice run here, but has to check up a bit. McWhorter's going to pull up to the back end now, nose to tail. Oh, McWhorter into the wall. Comes down to the inside, able to save it, comes back up. But Neese will look to the inside of Bush. Bush has to let off. It's going to let Neese go underneath. McWhorter catch back up. We come out of 4. Neese now in the lead with Bush on the high side into second. Neese is going to slide in front of him. McWhorter will stay into third. Now look to the inside of Bush. Drops below the dotted line. Will make it into second. Bush lifts there. Tries to crossover. Loses momentum. Here comes Bradley Delph now from behind Bush. Coming out of 2, Bradley Delph has fought back up to 4th position and now has a run on Dave Bush. And that Red Baron machine's been running so strong up front. Couple of little missteps and is now fallen back to 3rd position with the possibility of losing another one. And the number 1 of Todd Neese said, "See ya, fellas." 2nd lead now over Dave Bush and Joseph McWhorter.
Yeah, he's kind of checked out after he got out there. And you're also seeing Joseph and them come up from the lap car with 24 to pass here. Oh, 24 squeezes Joseph into the wall. Oh, they're going to be almost 3 wide going down the back straightaway here. This is tough racing.
They're trying to pass Adams. McWhorter gets squeezed up into the wall. Dave Bush and Bradley Delph now going to be door-to-door coming out of 4. Delph with a nice run on Bush. That'll be for 3rd position. Now McWhorter's going to look to the inside of Adams. I knew that. Oh, Adams goes around. No caution thrown.
I think it's going to be good. Joseph into
the
the wall.
McWhorter hits the wall.
And he
Tries
gets
to
it
save
inside
it,
wall.
and he spins it. Yep.
That's going to definitely bring out a caution here. Came out, yes, he's down low.
It didn't.
It's not going to bring it out. Wow. That is actually mind-blowing that caution did not come out there. Man, oh, man. Sometimes it happens in iRacing. Sometimes, the officials say, we're just not going to throw the yellow.
Adams bounces off the wall into 1. So he is having a rough time with now Cheswick behind him. Adams is running in 15th position, but is just having a uber tough time. And now Stimpian catching up to the backside of them. Stimp running in 8th position. Cheswick's going to slide on down and let everyone pass him up high. That's going to be Stimp. That's going to be Collie and Levi Cox, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Now they're coming up to Adams. Let's see what happens here. Coming out of 2, Stimp to the high side. Adams will pull it down. Collie slides back up in there. Now here comes Levi Cox. He's going to have to check up, and now we'll go into 3. Jason Adams will come into the pits. And everyone makes it through safely.
This is interesting. Now we're at the point of the run, 67 laps in. These guys pitted on lap 25. So you're looking at, past when we ran earlier. And the interesting thing is tires even out a lot of times in this package and stuff. As Brandon Colligan looked at inside of the 81 here, going off into 3. And I think Steven Stipien is going to let him go there as he slides up, and now Levi Cox is going to look under him. But the thing about I was pointing out is the tires are evening out, and right now Cedric Hunter is flying. Like, he is 3 to 4 tenths faster than anybody on this racetrack, and these guys got 25 lap newer tires. I'm gonna tell you what, if they don't want to see a caution, or they don't want to let this 11 catch up, because Cedric is found something here, definitely at this point in the race.
The Cedric Hunter in the number 11 running in 6th position. As we are still watching that battle, Levi Cox. Now we're over to Cedric Hunter. But yeah, Levi Cox and Steven Stipien battling back there as well. So Cedric Hunter in 6th position. His last lap, or fastest lap so far, 27.945. Fastest lap of the race is by Collie at a 27.509.
Yeah. And we're getting information there about Steven Leffler, I believe, and Hartwell. Yeah, the 5 hadn't pitted, so 65 to 75 laps is the pit window.
And Hartwell's still running in 5th position. Now,
yeah,
that could be a reason why Cedric Hunter is catching up with him so quickly, as well as because Hartwell is on really, 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 really old tires.
Yeah.
But he's still making it stick through those corners.
Yeah. Other than, that's a good point, Lee. I kind of forgot Hartwell didn't take tires. Other than Cedric, Hartwell is actually running pretty much identical lap times to Cedric. So those two are running really quick. The only problem with Hartwell is he's going to have to do an extra stop in this race that these other guys will not have to do.
There he goes.
Them come down to take fuel. Yeah, he's going to come down this time.
So Hartwell will pit on lap 71 of 147. It's going to move Cedric Hunter up to 5th position. As Todd Neese will continue to lead. Bradley Delph in 2nd. Dave Bush 3rd. Mark Whitley 4th. Cedric Hunter in 5th position. The leaders just crossed the start-finish line. Nope, take that back. That was Brandon Colley.
Now
there's the leaders.
This is interesting too. Steven Stipien decided to come down pit road and make his stop. So he's doing a 2-stopper also. So it's questionable. Very questionable.
Todd Neese with a 3.5-second lead over Bradley Delph at the moment. Neese scraped the wall. Oh, he's drifting. Hold it, buddy. There you go. Neese out of 4. Dropped it down to a 3.1-second lead. Oh, what did I just do? The Gremlins are chewing on my cords again. Uh-oh.
And the caution.
The
That's
44.
Catch a lot of people out. Yeah, Robbie Darn. Well, no, he's on pit. Or did he just tow? Oh, yeah, he towed. Yeah. 44. Yes, it was Robbie Darnell as he's 3 laps down here. Looks like
it hits the outside wall and then comes in and collects the inside wall.
Pretty similar to David Deese's wreck. And you'll see that a lot of times here as we go back to replay. That turn 2 wall, man, it'll get you.
Yeah, it just pushes you up, and it's hard to hold it there. And once he hit it, was trying to correct, and just came down and hit that inside wall, bounced off of it, held the brake like a good driver should, didn't come back up because you see there, I think that's the 5 of Hartwell. Oh, and he reversed real quick too. Nice work there by Darnell to get out of the way.
Definitely a good job there as everybody's going to come down pit road now. And the thing is, I was doing the math. I believe those other guys will be able to make it on that was their last stop of the race. So they should be all right. The only problem now is Steven Stipien is 2 laps down. Hartwell 1 lap down. Leffler 1 lap down. So that's the only tough part about this. And I think Hartwell should get the lucky dog as there he goes. Yeah, I believe he will have the lucky dog in that 5. So he'll come out of it all right. It's just Steven Stipien is going to be the one coming out of this probably the most shaking his head saying that could not be as timed as worse as possibly could have been for him.
If the 81 of Stipien showing down, I'm only showing him down as 1 lap.
Yeah, he's with these guys pitting, he'll get back to 1 lap down. So he'll be able to take the wave at least. But still, being 1 lap down, yeah, it's better than being 2. He'll be able to, if there's another caution, he will be able to fight for that lucky dog. But still, how good he was running at the beginning of this race, starting on pole, being one of the strongest cars. It's got to be a little bit frustrating, for him.
So Cheswick will come in and pit this time around. Nice will show still in the lead. Delphin second, Collie third, Levi Cox fourth, Cedric Hunter will round out your top 5. Then McWhorter, Hartwell, Whitley, David Nice, and Dave Bush will be your top 10.
And looks like these guys, how many guys here are going to take the wave? Believe it'll be, let's see here, Mr. Steven Stippian, Stephen Leffler, Michael Yarrow. I believe Brain Caress will take a wave. Jason Adams, Todd Neese is going to be our first car. McDowell pivot. So, yeah, we'll have 5 cars taking a wave here. So those guys will all get back to 1 and 2 respectively for themselves, and there'll be hope for a caution for sure. But man, it kind of played into the guys who stayed out's hands now. It's Todd Neese leader, Bradley Delphin second. Brandon Colley is amazing recovery for him after that early nose damage. He's back to third, and it's got to get real spicy here now, guys.
Yeah, lap 75 of 147. It's about a little over halfway. We got 71 laps to go. And so it's basically a rinse and repeat. Let's run a second stage. Why don't we?
Sounds good to me. Sounds very good. All these guys can make it now on fuel. So it will be a race to the end if it stays green here. And tell you what, that's going to come down to straight tire management, and it's just tough to pass too. That's the thing. You can save tires and let people go by, but then you got to pass them back. And we've seen the trouble that some of these guys have had passing cars that just are able to hold the outside line and not make a mistake. They might be slower, but it's just tough. You got to really catch a person off guard to make a pass here, and that's what we're going to have to see here if somebody wants to take this win away from Todd Neese.
So we get set to go back to green. It will be 69 laps to go. With Neese and Delphin that front row, Collie and Cox in the second row, Hunter McWhorter third, Whitley Neese in the fourth row, and Dave Bush and Lane Doyle will be in row number 5. I want a Red Baron pizza. Here we go. Pace car is off, and we will get back underway with a lot of fresh tires and 69 laps to go when Barney the Flat Guy waves that flag. Todd Neese will bring him to the line. Bradley Duff with a nice little restart there on the outside as Collie right behind Neese. We go into 1 and going to see how they jockey through. Looks like Duff's going to lose a lot of positions.
Yeah,
Levi Cox is going to and McWhorter up underneath him.
Yeah, the real. Oh no, neck code happened between Collie and. What a save! Collie just had one of the best saves I've ever seen.
So it was Cedric Hunter underneath underneath Brandon Collie. Net code, a little bit of spin there, and Collie with one of the best saves. We need to clip that and send it to iRacing.
Yeah, that was impressive, man. I think it was that code. It might not have been. I'm going back and looking at it, but man, oh man, what a save! Still, that dude just he just literally saved his race right there.
So that will drop Collie back to only 9th. No damage, no harm, no foul. We're going to bring it out of 2. With Todd Neese in the lead, Cedric Hunter in second. Whitley now up to third, right behind Hunter. Then you got McWhorter, Levi Cox, Bradley Delph, the 27 of David Neese, and then Dave Bush. Race now between Whitley and he's not in Hello Kitty. Confuses me. Cedric Hunter.
Yeah, and you're going to see that outside line. I think Bill, yeah, there he does. That's going to push Mark Whitley up the racetrack. He
Oh.
almost gets it to his teammate.
Almost got into McWhorter. McWhorter's going to pass it on the inside. Whitley falls back to fourth. McWhorter with a strong run now. Trying to slide it up right next to that wall. Woo! Man! Mark Whitley got real close to the back of McWhorter.
That he did. You know, one thing I've noticed with Mark is he's really strong on the short run here, but he does struggle on the long run. So I think he needs to keep that in mind because this thing goes green. You're going to have to go completely all the way on tires. I've seen him struggle a little bit on the longer runs here tonight, so he needs to definitely manage that car and not push it too hard. Oh, we got a woo.
Or was that a dog?
It might have been a dog. Now we got a bear.
We had all kinds of weird animal noises in our ears tonight. They've now started to catch up with Nice. Look at there.
Yeah.
What a run there for the 11 of Cedric Hunter. He is now only 0.3 of a second behind Todd Nice.
Yeah, it's a great run right now for Todd Nice. And we'll see what Cedric Hunter and Joseph McWhorter can do here. These three are all stacked up on top of each other. Who's going to pull the trigger first, as they would say. Looks like Joseph is. He's going to send it to the inside of Cedric.
Yep, going to get it to the inside. Hold it there. And race it door to door out of 4. But not enough momentum. We'll have to slide back in between Hunter and Whitley. Now Hunter to the inside of Nice going into 1. Nice move.
Oh, he made it sticky. He got real loose. Cedric
Whoa.
Hunter up to the lead. Now Todd
Whitley.
Nice. Oh,
Oh,
What a
Levi Cox
scene.
there. Man, awesome driving here tonight. Levi Cox, Brandon Colley. You've seen so many amazing saves here tonight.
these guys are on it, man. They are driving the wheels off these race cars here tonight. What a save.
We got a lot of the ladies on Facebook tonight in the chat.
Thank you
Hello,
for tuning in
ladies.
as always.
Yeah, we try to entertain and not offend, but at times we do neither. McWhorter looks to the inside of Hunter. Oh. Yeah, y'all saw that too, huh?
Yeah.
McWhorter was looking for that lead. Did not make it stick there. Cedric Hunter will keep the lead. That'll be McWhorter, Whitley, Levi Cox, Todd Nice. Your top 5. Then Delph, David Nice, Colley, Hartwell, and Bush will round out your top 10. McWhorter looking again, coming right to the back of. Give him a little bump, a little love tap. Tappity tap. Just a tip.
Now, this is something I know Cedric struggles with, being his teammate. I know he struggles with these short runs. He's always said, I just can't figure out how to go fast, at the beginning. And his strong suit tonight, like I said earlier, I was pointing out, is his long run. So right now, Joseph's saying I need to get ahead of him, and because he's kind of holding me up. But Cedric's, it's just his pace. It's the way he runs cars, whatever it is, it works out in the long run. It just doesn't play out for him in the short run, but he's doing a good job holding him off right now.
So hello to Miss Amanda Nice on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. And thank everyone for joining us on Facebook and YouTube tonight for Sim Racing Unleashed. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. All those good little bells and whistles so you know exactly when Freaky Fast Broadcasting is on the air. McWhorter coming out of 4. Still nose to tail with Cedric Hunter. Then you've got Whitley and Levi Cox doing the same thing behind them. Cox now looking to he was testing the waters on Whitley on that, looking underneath.
Wow, Mark lost a lot of time going in, or not Mark, Joseph lost a lot of time to Cedric there in 1, 2, so interesting. But yeah, Levi Cox putting the pressure on Mark Whitley now, and it'll be interesting to see how as Joseph gets into the walls. We're looking back here at the at David Nice here running in the 8th position at 27, Miller Lite machine. They've made passing look a lot easier than I thought it would be here tonight, personally. That's one thing I've noticed. Like, it's, this is a track where, like, you usually don't make too many passes or see too much of that going on. But these guys definitely are full sending it, as I would say. And that's kind of what you got to do to pass here. You got to be kind of cutthroat, and I hate it. I hate racing like that. And you got to take what you can get, and when you get it, you just got to take it. So that's what you see in this type of racing. But great racing up front, great racing throughout the whole field here as we look back at Mr. Yarrow and that 95 machine here running in 13th.
That's a very odd color blue for Napa. Did they used to have that color blue?
Yeah, well, that's a throwback that Chase Elliott ran of his dad's first Cup ride. They kind of just went with the Napa, it's Chase Elliott's sponsor, and so they just kind of went with that. But yeah, I like that blue. It's kind of like Carolina, almost Carolina blue. Even though I'm not a Tar Heels fan, but I do like the blue. I'm a blue fan. Robert's saying boo, but he knows he's a fan deep down inside. He knows who the true Kings are.
Levi Cox right behind Mark Whitley for third position, and Todd Neese has caught up with them now. It's Cox now looking down to the inside of Whitley.
And this is kind of a trend I've seen personally. Mark takes off real quick. But, oh, man, Jason had him bounce off the wall right in front of Cedric Harden. Luckily, he's able to get out the way. Here goes Levi Cox, though. He's going to try to make the pass, but Jason Adams is going to be in the way in the touch. What a save.
Against the wall, comes back down. Todd Neese is trying to stay underneath. Mark Whitley fighting it. We'll keep it straight and keep it going.
Whew. And even as the one in the 77 hit. Man, oh man. Oh, and the 99 almost runs over 24. Whew.
Yeah, Levi Cox almost runs over Jason Adams as we come down the backstretch. Now you've got Bradley Delph and Hartwell, who is now called up to that pack. As we race it out of 4, there's a lot of action going on there from about third on back, as McWhorter and Cedric Hunter have just kind of checked out on the game.
Yeah, that let all that incidences and stuff that happened right there, that kind of let these front two break away, and they got their own little battle going on now. It's going to be mono unless somebody can really run these guys down before the end of this race.
Yeah, Hunter with a 0.6 of a second lead over Joseph McWhorter. We will keep it on this battle for third position. Well, not really for third, for fourth, excuse me. Mark Whitley in the 77 with Todd Neese right behind him. Then you got Collie up in the 6, Bradley Delph, and then the 5 of Brandon Hartwell in 8th. Going into 3, the accordion up. Hartwell with a nice little run there on the 14 of Delph, and they'll be nose to tail coming out of 4. Yeah, Collie's starting to sniff the inside of Todd Neese.
And, just to reiterate, this, oh man, Collie gets under him. He's going to make the pass.
And then Delph's going to follow.
Wow. I can't believe they made that work. Todd Neese toss on the wall.
Neese into the outside wall, able to save it. Drops down in front of the 27 of David Neese. Luckily, since they're family, he didn't put him out of the way. Then you've got Delph now looking to the inside of Collie.
Wow.
End of 1. Collie, Delph, and Hartwell will be running 5th, 6th, and 7th. And that is where your battle is going on right now.
Definitely awesome battles here at the Darlington Raceway. These guys are definitely having to use their Ambubla Oblongata.
Yeah,
you like that, Lee? You like that?
Yes, you worked it in, sir. I didn't know if you'd be able to, but you were able to work in our word of the day. You, sir, win a cookie.
Let's get the hashtag Abdullah Oblongata, even though I don't have no clue how to spell that. Good luck. You might want to use Google.
I mean, hell, I can't spell encyclopedia.
Right? Same here, Lee. I'm feeling on that, man. As Cedric Hunter's kind of broken away to a 1.4 second lead. Like I said, this is his strength. After 20, 30 laps on the tires, he is really, really strong, guys.
So,
oh. Levi hitting the pit road. Wow, 99.
Collie just passed Whitley. Delph to the outside of Whitley now coming out of 4. So Whitley's lost 2 spots, make it 3 as Hartwell's going to pass him as well. And that's going to put Whitley back to 6th position. With Steven Stipien charging up right behind him, and Stip sitting in 11th a lap down.
Yeah, Steven was still really strong pace that he showed earlier, and you can see he's charged up from a lap down to these guys that are on the lead lap. It's unfortunate. He's still going to need a caution, but man, he's got some pace, that's for sure. You never know when that yellow's going to fly.
44 to go here at Darlington. Darlington's in where? Virginia?
South Carolina.
I was way off, wasn't I?
I mean, 2 states above, I guess you could say. Or 2 states below.
Do you know how to map, sir? I'm just curious.
Well, this is actually the closest racetrack to my location, North Carolina. So it's about 3-hour drive for me to Darlington. And
closest racetrack to me is the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Oh, guess what? That's hopefully it'll. Well, the other Nashville track will be on NASCAR schedule next year.
Mm-hmm.
The Super Speedway, or I guess I don't know what they call it Super Speedway. Actually, that's a 2.5.
Yeah, they actually do call it the Nashville Super Speedway to differentiate.
Oh, true. That's true because you'd have to have something to differentiate, right? But that's going to be on the schedule next year, and hopefully that goes good because NASCAR's going to have also their awards ceremony in Nashville again as they did last year, and hopefully can build some hype in Nashville and get the fairgrounds back and get it rejuvenated for the Cup Series because I can tell you what, that'll be a show.
Brandon Colley is up in 3rd position. Bradley Delphin 4th. Brandon Hartwell 5th. Cedric Hunter and Joseph McWhorter 1-2 have just taken off and left the pack. Hartwell now goes to the inside of Delph and will overtake 4th position. We are riding along with the 81 of Steven Stipien. Stipien right in 11th. Coming up to the back of Kerry Chim, who is in 16th position.
And it's time, I think, for the nightly ride. Cool cat himself, Lee. I swear, he's got the coolest driver picture of anybody. Wow, I got some new tires. That shows you what new tires does at Darlington. Look at that. That 99 is going to disappear real quick out of this picture. As the caution comes out, Joseph
McWhorter, what happened?
Turn 2.
He's been flirting with that outside wall out of 2, and that's what got him. Came out of 2, got into the loose stuff, hit that outside wall, got turned and hit the inside wall real hard. So we're going to watch it here as he comes out of 2. Nope, not bad. There it is. Against the wall and then comes hard into the inside. Tries to save it, but Fishtail slings it around, smacks that inside wall, Zach.
Yeah, it's a hard hit on that car on the left side, and that usually causes some type of engine damage, it seems like, in this newest iRacing build. And it's so easy to do getting the outside wall. You're trying to get everything you can, and you're seeing Cedric Hunter drive away from you, so you know he was trying to give it his all to try to keep up with him. But sometimes it bites you. And now look at Cedric Hunter going to come down pit road with Colley. 10 people pitting here.
Yeah, so Stipien will be the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap. But we've got a ton of people coming down into pit road to the top 10. All come in on lap 109.
Yeah, you really want them 4 tires. You're going to see the 11 Cedric Hunter here pulling off a pit road. I believe he'll win the race. He'll have the race with Colley. I think Colley will have him.
Colley
wins it. Brandon Colley to the lead of this race. His pit stop was 1 second faster coming from our producer. And I will tell you what I put that down to. He took less fuel. He did not take fuel. I like that call to get the track position, but at the same time, that car is going to be wicked tight.
Wicked tight.
And that's something you definitely don't want here for 3 and 4. I mean, if you bounce off the wall, you lose so much momentum. That'll give your competition the advantage to try to get by you. And we'll see. As a few of the guys pit their lap down. But yeah, Steven Stippian, like you said, Lee, getting the lucky dog. He's going to be the man to watch personally here as they get things going again. Our producer's asking about the fans. I still hear them. I still hear them cheering loud and clear here at the Darlington Raceway. They're very happy about this race. They're like, we want to restart. And personally, this is not what Cedric Hunter personally wanted to see. Is he's been really strong about 30 laps on from the run. This is going to be about a little more than 30. Just barely, so he's gonna have to find a little more here in the short run if he wants to compete here for this win.
Yeah, and Collie will bring him to the line when we do go back to green. Right now at 37 to go, so we should be going green with 35 to go. As Jason Adams is going to cut it on in the pits. So we got Collie, Hunter, Hartwell, Delph, and Whitley, your top 5. And then we look at the 81 of Steven Stippian.
Looks like he's still a lap down, guys.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to figure out.
I thought he was the lucky dog, but we may have got that wrong. As yeah, he never. Oh, that was Michael Yarrow was the lucky dog. Did Stimp get incident while Joseph was spinning out? Is my question. If you have any type of incident at the time of the yellow, and he got in the back. Oh man, no, I think he got in the back of the 17 of Kerry Chim.
Oh.
And that would take him out of lucky dog position. Oh man. Unfortunate for Steven Stippian. He's going to need another caution to try to get himself back into position.
So it's going to be 35 to go when we cross the line as we get set to go green. Pace car will come off, and Stippian hoping for another caution with all these guys on fresh tires. Here we go. Barney the flag guy says, step on the gas, fellas. We bring it across the start-finish line. Cedric Hunter on the high side, Collie on the low side. Then you got Hartwell, then Whitley and Bradley Delph. We bring it into 1 and 2, still door-to-door, Collie and Cedric Hunter. Everybody else settles into single file. Oh, the Collie got spin by Hunter. Hunter then's going to take out Whitley. There goes Lane Doyle, Todd Neese.
Big wreck.
McQuarter.
Big wreck. Looks like, just from my point of view, looks like Collie got on the apron a little bit, got a little loose here. We'll go back and look at the replay.
Yeah, he comes out of 2 and wiggles just a little bit and got up a little high. Yeah, and then right there. And then boop, hits that front corner, puts Hunter into the wall. Hartwell got involved. Everybody, man. Mark Whitley was involved. Hartwell was involved. So there goes your top 4. Bradley Delph has a horseshoe somewhere firmly planted in his orifices. The 32 of Lane Doyle gets involved. Man.
Well, that just shook up everything.
Yeah, so who is Lucky Dog now, sir?
I believe it would. I have to go back and look at that. I think Stimp got another incident because he's got some nose damage. And he definitely was trying to avoid that, and he definitely did get some nose damage there. So it's not going to be Steven. So I believe maybe Brain Cresses. I think he actually got an incident. Oh no, wow, man, he I'm telling you what, if we could get on board looking at what he just seen, he might need to get a fire suit.
Should have wore his brown pants.
That's for sure, Lee. That is for sure. It is. Look at that. Whoa, you see the yellow car there, the 91. As we're going back and look at it, you'll see him here in the Stanley Tools car. Look, he sees Collie, the 32. He makes a hard left turn. Here's the 77. Whoo! The 11. Man. And I think that's going to give him first lucky dog. That's all we're looking now at that. And yeah, it did. He got the lucky dog just because he got no incidents to that whole wreck right there. That changed his race.
It sure did, and now he needs to change his pants. When those incidents happen and you just happen to be able to slide through there by just, pure dumb luck, it's one of those feelings of I could be done right now. That could have ended his night. As it ended a few nights right there with a big wreck with 34 to go here at Darlington Raceway.
Wow. Wow is all we can say, really. And man, this racetrack right here will tear up some race cars, man.
No,
right?
So we are on lap 117 of 147. We got 31 laps to go. We're on caution number 4 here at Darlington with Sim Racing Unleashed. Lee Tidwell, Zach Hall, and Robert Moyer bringing you all the action. And we are going to have our final stage of the evening because we're going to pretend this is a NASCAR event.
Yeah. That's for sure, man. It's been a wild race now. Bradley Delph in position. Now 14 with Todd Neese in the 1, the 27 David Neese. Man, it's got some new players up here now, guys.
Lane Doyle, yeah, he's up there. Levi Cox has climbed up to 6th. Leffler in 7th. Hartwell up to back in 8th. Cedric Hunter in 9th. Yarrow in 10th after that lucky dog. This ought to be fun. Pace car comes off. Here we go. It will be 30 to go when we cross the line. Bradley Delph and Todd Neese bring them to the line.
Wow, Todd Neese, he started.
Yeah, I was worried that he might get a black flag on that one for a second. But since he was on that high side, yeah. Levi Cox on the inside of Dave Bush. Bush almost scrapes that wall. Loses a lot of momentum. Hartwell now drops to the inside of Dave Bush. We go into 3. Bush still stays high. Back up in front, the 99 of Levi Cox and the 27 of David Neese going to race it coming out of 4.
Yeah, look at Levi Cox up in 3rd. Now you're looking over with David Neese. It's going to be a heck of a race here today, guys.
Levi looking right behind Bradley Delph. Now cuts it down to the inside, gets the nose to the inside, trying to chase down Todd Neese. As we come into 3, Delph's going to give him the spot. Try the crossover move. Gets his nose to the inside. Let's race it to the start-finish line, but Cox is just too strong. And we'll take over 2nd position as we go down into 1. It'll be Todd Neese, Levi Cox, Bradley Delph. Then you've got a battle with David Neese, Lane Doyle, and Brandon Hart. Is Doyle on the inside of David Neese now going into 3?
Wow, what race in Lane Doyle.
Whoa,
Oh,
got a little wicked loose.
he almost cleaned him up with the Tide.
Yeah, almost ate a Tide Pod there. So we bring it on through. 27 to go now. Todd Neese is trying to pull away from everyone, but Levi Cox says, not so fast, sir. We are not going to let you run away with this. Bradley Duff says, hang on, fellas, I want to race with you. We bring it down the front stretch. It will be 26 to go from Darlington with Sim Racing Unleashed. Hello to everyone on Facebook and YouTube. This is the time to hit that share button and let people know that this race is getting exciting here, as we've only got 25 and a half laps to go. And Levi Cox, look at there, Zach. He is right behind Todd Neese and biding his time.
Yeah, he is, man. He's all over the back of him. You also have Brandon Hartwell moving up to the fourth now, as he got by David Neese. It's starting to pop off here at Darlington, guys, and it's going to get real spicy here for the lead, because Levi's got a lot of speed right now, it seems.
He really does. He's just right there behind Neese coming down the backstretch. Now we go into 3. Going to lift a little bit there, get the run coming down on the inside, and look to make something happen in 1 and 2. That looks to be where Levi is looking to attempt some kind of water maneuver. It's going to be there in 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think that's going to be definitely the spot he wants to get to the inside of him in. It's going to take a run off of 4, but down this back straightaway, he's closing in.
And going into 3.
The wall. Little tap, just a little bit. Nothing too bad.
Brandon Hartwell in 4th position, trying to chase down Bradley Delph. And then David Neese in 5th as we race it on through. And then, tell you what, back here from 7th on, so Cedric Hunter. Oh, Rick, I just dadgummit. I'm not sure exactly who that was.
Looks like 53 of Dave Bush. They're trying to pass Cedric on the inside. He kind of got on the apron a little bit there. We'll try to go back here on the replay and catch that.
Oh. Yeah, looks like Yarrow was involved as well.
Yeah. You can see on the replay. Just a little loose on the apron. Boom.
Oh, Yarrow.
To the rear end.
Yep. And then the 91 clips the 95 and the 53. Woo, Collie barely missed. Cutting down to the inside. The 91 of Lane, nope, take that back. The 91 of Braden Perez getting into him as well. So we will have our 5th caution on lap 126 of 147.
Levi Cox is pitting. I think these guys have 1 set of tires left. This is going to be a mad dash.
Does Stympian get the lucky dog this time?
He did. He's on the lead lap. Ooh, man, what a fight that was for him. He's deserved it multiple times now, but just had little incidences that were happening literally right as the caution come out. And, man, he's back on the lead lap, guys. Whew. You know he's happy about that.
Back on the lead lap is the number 81 of Steven Stympian. He will be in 12th position on this restart. We got a few guys that had a full four tire set, able to put it on this last pit stop with 20 to go. So this is going to be a very interesting 20 laps. Now, Collie coming in, Stympian coming in as well. And so let's watch Steven Stympian come through, see if he gets tires, if he has, I doubt I think his fast repair is gone, Zach. I'm not sure if you've got different information than I do, but we're going to watch the 81 of Stimp.
Yeah,
he comes in.
Definitely got tires. Nope. No fast repair. Yep, no fast repair. That nose. Oh, nope, there it goes. It just popped out.
Wow. So that's going to shake up the game.
I believe it might not have been a fast repair. I believe that's just damage repair because he's still sitting there. Yeah. So they pop. Yeah, it's still a little bit damaged there, but it's not bad. It's really not that bad. Now Todd Neese sitting in the lead with less than 20, with about 20 to go here. Bradley Delp in second, Brandon Hartwell in third, David Neese fourth, Lane Doyle in fifth. Man, this is about to get pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. And it'll be, let me see, 17 to go on the restart. Nope, 16 to go. Nope, 18 to go.
Yep.
You know, I don't know why the producer thinks he can just sit there and try to do nursery rhymes in our ear and think that we're not going to, like, you know, mess up or stop talking or anything. But,
well, we wouldn't ignore you if you talk on the stream. He's busy, guys. He's busy singing us nursery rhymes. So, but
are you carrying on conversation with us if you're not on?
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Robert, if you want to talk to us, you come on the stream or shut up. That's really your two options, because you're trying to carry on conversations and we sound like idiots talking to ourselves. So, option A,
we're talking to a ghost.
Jump on the stream. Option B, hush your face. Here we go. Pace car off, and we will be at 18 to go when we cross the line. It'll be Todd Neese and Bradley Delf on that front row. Neese on the inside. Behind them, Hartwell and David Neese. Green flag waves, and here we go. We will bring it across the line. Oh, Stip. Had to watch out for the 14. I don't know what happened there. They're going to bring it into one. We are racing Hartwell and Delf side by side for second. Lane Doyle right behind them. Here comes Levi Cox. The 27 of David Neese is involved. Here comes Yarrow. All accordion up. And got to be careful. Here comes Leffler. Out of four. We're still bunched up like a booger. And it'll be 17 to go.
This is tough racing right here, especially for, oh man, Levi Cox almost into the wall at the 32. He's got the fresh tires. Look at him cut down. What a move. Woo.
Some big energy there from Levi Cox going to the inside of Lane Doyle. This will be for fourth position. Michael Yarrow trying to follow along and leave Doyle on the high side out to dry. We bring it across the line with 16 to go. Todd Neese will continue to lead. Hartwell, Delf, Cox, and Lane Doyle. Oh, wreck. The 27 of David Neese.
Yeah. Oh, man. And Cedric Hunter involved. In the 11. We'll go back and look at this replay here.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like the 27 might have tapped the wall and be the second time that Cedric Hunter has been involved in an incident. Yeah, exactly. And the 27 hits that wall right there and comes down a little bit.
Yeah,
just
from that
little
angle. From that angle, you couldn't really see it, but the 27 got into that outside wall, like Lee was saying, and just it shot him off the wall. Cedric's there on the inside, and it kind of just, sent his left rear quarter panel of the 27 into the right front of the 11, and it turned to 27. So, yeah, hard racing, and that shows you how these walls are tough, man. They're like literally like trampolines sometimes. Like it's kind of mind blowing how hard you bounce off them just with a little tiny tap like that. And you're gonna see the 11 pit here. I believe he's gonna try to get some repairs done. But Todd Neese still holding on to this lead. Levi Cox, the first car on new tires, up to fourth. This is about to get pretty darn interesting once we get back to green. I'm telling you, we have not seen chaos till we're about to see it here in a little bit.
Yeah, so you got Todd Neese, Brandon Hartwell, Bradley Delf, Levi Cox, Lane Doyle, your top five. Then Michael Yarrow in sixth, Braden Caress in seventh, Leffler eighth, Stympian in ninth, Dave Push in 10th. And here comes Brandon Colley is the lucky dog, it looks like. So here he comes around.
And he'll get back to 1 lap down to Lee, as he's 2 down. So he'll be back to 1 lap down. Tough night for our points leader. But he'll be 1 lap. He'll be 1 lucky dog closer to being on that lead lap. So weak pace here now. It's right now. This is the time as a driver. I know the nerves and the butterflies start to kick in. You know this is going to be a late race restart. It's going to be every man for himself, cutthroat. It's going to get pretty darn wild. So I'm interested to see how this is all going to play out.
Yep. So it will be right at 11 to go when we go green. So, you know, Todd Neese is strong on these restarts, but it's really those longer runs. Well, those mid-range runs where Todd is really strong. The uber short runs or the really long runs tend to favor some of the other drivers. But that mid-range, if we can stay green from when we go, when the green flag drops until the end of the race, I don't think that's enough time for Todd Neese to pull away from a Brandon Hartwell, a Bradley Duff, and especially a Levi Cox with fresh tires.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You know, Todd Neese also sitting second in the points, only 12 points behind points leader Brandon Colley coming into tonight. This right here could be a race where he takes that points lead over. That's very much a possibility. And if he can hold on to this win, he will. It's just holding on. Like you said, Lee, it's going to be tough. Hartwell's been really strong. He's made it, marched his way up through each restart and got a few positions. So I'm going to be interested to see what that 5 can do. That 99, he's going to have flames coming out of them tires, them new tires, and also Michael Yarrow in the 95. I mean, there's definitely a few guys here, at least 5 or 6, that have a shot at this win here tonight. I mean, if something big happens, there's 11 guys with a shot to win personally.
Yeah, it is going to be a crazy 11-lap shootout here at Darlington with Sim Racing Unleashed as we get set to go back green this time around. We are riding along with the number 14 of Bradley Delph. He is in 3rd position. You see Todd Neese in front of him. To the top right of him is the number 5 of Brandon Hartwell. Hartwell's up 11 spots from starting. Todd Neese up 9. Delph's up 3. Cox up 3. Lane's up 6. Yarrow's up 12. Braden Crest down 4. Leffler up 6. Stempien down 8. Dave Bush down 1. That's your top 10.
Man, oh man, I can feel it in the pit of my stomach. 11 laps to go when we take the green. Who's going to be able to pull this off here tonight for SRU?
Pace car comes off and we get set to go green. Let's get some reacts out there on Facebook. Couple of likes on YouTube. An 11-lap shootout as Barney the Flat Guy waves the green flag. And here we go with Sim Racing Unleashed at Darlington. Neese will lead them down into 1. Levi Cox already on the high side, now in 3rd position. Overtakes Delph, who's going to have Lane Doyle behind him. We come out of 2. Everybody is keeping it semi-copacetic as, man, look at Cox just pushing Hartwell.
Yeah, he's all over the back of him.
Well, Perez got a little loose.
The one is, oh man, the one. There goes Brandon Hartwell.
Delph down to the inside of Levi Cox, also to the inside of Neese. We come into 1. Levi Cox gets a little bit loose there. Out of 2, Neese will be in 2nd. Hartwell in the lead. Lane Doyle now losing positions as here comes Stempien and Leffler. Cox to the inside of Delph. We come into 3. As we exit 4, Hart will continue to lead. Neese in 2nd. Cox almost rear ends Bradley Delph. Now here comes Stempien to the inside of Leffler going into 1. You also have Cedric Hunter to the inside of Lane Doyle as we go out of 2.
Bradley Delph on the inside.
Yeah. And here comes 3 wide. 3 wide. Down the backstretch. Cox to the inside of Neese. It'll be 8 to go and cross the line. Levi Cox with a hard charge out of 4. Trying to chase down Brandon Hartwell.
Dip is up the top 5 too.
Stempien moving in. What in the world?
This race is played out crazy. Hartwell's got to hit 7 of the best laps of his life here if he wants to pull this win off here tonight. The new tires are going to be coming, guys.
As you can see it right now, 0.2 of a second lead. Hartwell to Levi Cox, and Cox is going to close that gap a little bit here into 3 and 4. As we come out of 4, it goes down to 0.1 of a second. It is 7 laps to go. Then you're going to have Nice, Bradley Delph, and Steven Stipien, along with Leffler, starting to catch up with him as well. Here comes Levi Cox with a charging move out of 2. Levi Cox pulling to the back end of Delph. Hartwell, as we come into 3.
Oh, he's there.
Stipien's going to pass Delph. Delph taps the outside wall, comes back in. Almost. Oh, he does. He hits, who was that? Caress.
Yeah.
No yellow. We're going to continue to race it out. Cox now to the inside of Hartwell, coming out of 2.
Oh.
Levi Cox racing Brandon Hartwell. Squeeze right there as we come down the back stretch. He's got the nose to the door.
It's going to be a yellow. Who's going to be ahead?
Cox is
Levi.
Wow.
Wow. What? Steven Stipien is in 3rd. This race is being crazy.
And there is yelling going on the radio. There is all kinds of mayhem that was happening. What in the world went down?
Watching the replay here. 95 of Yarrow. So they're coming off a 2. 14 gets to the wall, hits the 95. Oh, man. And those 2 hardened to the inside wall. We've seen it all nightly. That turn 2 wall is not your friend. Wow. I'm telling you what. This is crazy. I mean,
It really is. And there's going to be some talking in the SRU trailer tonight after this race.
Yeah, that's yeah, I can imagine. I applaud the admins. I mean, I know how it feels as admin. It's never fun to deal with stuff like that. Look, Colley's gonna get on the lead lap too, so he's gonna get back on the lead lap there as he goes by with his lucky dog. But yeah, it's not fun to deal with stuff like that. You know, when frustrations boil over, and I'm gonna tell you what, it happens a lot on iRacing, especially a track like this. This place will make you so frustrated just due to the fact that it's literally, I mean, it's a one-groove racetrack, and you can't pass people even if you are faster unless you just do some. I mean, sometimes it takes stupid moves, and I don't like stupid moves, you know. It's never fun to be a guy on the other side of that end, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and you know you're faster. It's really cutthroat. This is one of the most cutthroat tracks by far on the circuit.
So Levi Cox will be in the lead when the yellow dropped. Brandon Hartwell in 2nd. Stipien moves up to 3rd. Todd Neeson 4th. Cedric Hunter in 5th position. Then you got Braden Caress, Dave Bush, Stephen Leffler, Michael Yarrow, and Lane Doyle.
Tell you what, man. This is turning out to be a barn burner.
And we ain't done yet, fellers.
We ain't done yet, fellers. That's for sure. And I think Steven Stipien even has something to say about this also, you know, in that 81, man. He's been super strong all night. He's got pretty good tires here. Hartwell's going to have an amazing restart if he wants to be able to contend with these guys on the motor tires. But I tell you what, they've done a good job. Him and Todd Neese, they're sitting in 2nd and 4th to hang on with the older tires with guys around them with fresher tires. I'm gonna tell you what, dude, the pace car lights are probably gonna go out this time, and this is where it's gonna get crazy, as they're gonna have probably the first green white checker, I imagine.
Yeah, I believe they only got 1 attempt.
Yeah, I believe so.
So this is going to be for all the marbles on a 2-lap shootout, a green-white checker to bring us to a conclusion at Darlington Raceway with Sim Racing Unleashed here this fine evening, this Sunday September 27th in the year 2020. If you're watching us live, thank you so much for joining us on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching us in the future, if you don't have hoverboards yet, get back to work, scientists.
And not the ones with wheels.
No, like Back to the Future hoverboards. I want a Mad Dog or whatever Biff had. That's what I want.
I agree. That'd be awesome. That'd be very, very cool. But man, Levi Cox selecting to take the outside line here, Lee. See how that works out for him. I think that could be a pretty good call. He knows Steven Stipien also has the fresher tires. That's going to have the 5 on the bottom with Steven having to deal with him. It's now you just got to hope the 5, in the 99 don't get into each other. So I'm telling you what, this is going to be crazy. Have fun, everybody.
So here we go. The pace car will come off. It'll be a 2-lap shootout, green, white, checkered with Sim Racing Unleashed. Green flag drops, and we are off. Hartwell on the inside, Cox on the high side. Then you have Stipien, Todd Nice, Cedric Hunter, and Braden Perez. We go into 1. Hartwell will take the lead, and then you've got Stipien fighting with Cox coming out of 2. Dave Bush loses momentum. Leffler has to check up. Stipien up to 2nd. We go into turn 3. Stipien on the inside of Hartwell. Steven Stipien making a power move coming out of 4. Stipien looking for the lead. 1 lap to go. Hartwell will lead the next to the last lap. We have 1 to go. White flag. Stipien now looking to the inside. Hartwell slams the door. Levi Cox to the high side of Steven Stipien. We come out of 2. Hartwell with the lead. Stipien trying not to squeeze too hard on Levi Cox. Cox off the wall. Stipien. They both spin. Caress comes underneath Cedric Hunter. And then Hartwell will come out and win this race. Caress 2nd. Cedric Hunter 3rd. Lane Doyle 4th. Stephen Leffler 5th. And what an unfortunate event there on the backstretch.
Oh, man. I tell you what, guys. That race was crazy. What a win for Brandon Hartwell, though, on the older tires. Goodness gracious.
Oh, man, that was a heartbreaker for lots of different people tonight. And that last incident was really no fault of anyone. Nowhere for Levi Cox to go. Stipien, he was riding his line, and 2 cars can't occupy the same space unless they're in alternate realities. And unfortunately tonight, they were not. We are looking at the number 5 of Brandon Hartwell, who takes the win tonight doing donuts in front of the press box. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Brandon Hartwell, Braden Caress, and Cedric Hunter next here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And back here at Darlington with Sim Racing Unleashed. What a wild finish we had. And we have our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Cedric Hunter, here in the booth with us.
Hey, Cedric and Zach in the booth, man. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, man, I bet you didn't expect to come out here with the top 3 after a few of those incidents tonight, getting yourself in there after that late incident between the 99 and the 81. you're able to miss that and come home third, man. I tell you what, that race was pretty crazy. How was the lady in black? It seems like she bit a few people tonight.
It was an interesting race. I mean, it was very up and downs. We were like a roller coaster ride. I started the race qualifying terribly. Couldn't figure out the short run speed there. Took your advice kind of when we talked about it earlier today, and dialed the brakes to the rear there. So I had a lot of rear brake, and that really helped me kind of mid to late run. And so I definitely felt that without damage or anything like that, I would have won this race, I think, for sure. Kind of unfortunate what happened, a bunch of incidences, and it was kind of where it went downhill, and I got really lucky, I guess, with avoiding a few wrecks there in the last 20 laps, and made the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, you definitely did. Definitely made the best of a bad situation, buddy. I tell you what, man, you were looking really strong, like you said, on the long runs. It seemed like, I brought up to the guys, as your teammate, I know a whole lot about you. So I know you struggle with taking off, that takeoff speed. Was that the issue tonight? Because I tell you what, after 30 laps, man, personally, your lap times were out of this world.
Yeah, I mean, when I did end up kind of staying out there on those older tires, when we had like 25 lap older tires, by the end of that run, I was running, I think I was the fastest car on the track, even 25 lap older tires than everyone. But yeah, it's taking off was a struggle. I think that's also just a byproduct of kind of putting the brakes to the rear, is that you more or less kind of sacrifice the braking stability on the short run to hopefully save front tires, and that was my big thing, is just being able to rotate in the center of the corners. So my lines were ugly, but I had the tires to compensate, so it worked out.
Definitely did, buddy. Well, congrats on the third here tonight. I know you would have liked to end up 2 spots better, but you did a good job recovering with a pretty beat up number 11 there. Anybody want to send a shout out to before we let you go?
Absolutely. I want to shout, you guys out. You guys put on a hell of a broadcast every single race that you guys do. I want to give a shout out to the league. I appreciate them letting me race. I do want to apologize to getting into Brandon there on one of those restarts kind of midway through the race. I apologize.
I don't know what is going on.
It's like this race.
Yeah. Sorry, I have a girlfriend right next to me playing games. I want to give a shout out to all the league drivers, the league owners, the admins, everyone here. Just letting me race, letting me do what I do. And hopefully, I don't know where we're going next week, but hopefully we can get a win there.
All right, buddy. Thank you for that moment.
Sorry about that.
We'll have a great night, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, sounds good.
And that was Cedric Hunter. Here's Brandon Hartwell.
Hey, Brandon, second for the move, man. You got a copy. Man, well, what a job you did to pull off that victory here, man, tonight. On a little bit older tires than the rest of them guys. I tell you what, you fought your way up through most of them restarts to get in that position. How was the race overall tonight? I tell you what, because you were kind of, not a sleeper, but like, you definitely had the pace there when you stayed out that long run, and man, you definitely used it there at the end.
That was amazing. I don't know what it is about this track. I really like it. Like you said, the older tires for me, it just seemed like I was so much better, and it felt like the car was so much better too. I was running people down.
Yeah, you definitely looked very strong tonight, Brandon, as the runs went on, and I definitely had my eye picked on you as we went to the restarts, and man, you were just getting a few positions every time we had a few little cautions. You get a few little time every time, and then you actually had the guys on newer tires come up there and contend with you. But man, you got the bottom on the restart. The 99 Levi Cox decided he was going to restart on the outside line instead of the bottom, and I tell you what, you used that bottom to every bit of your advantage. That was amazing. How did you make that all work out?
Yeah, that restart, I knew Stempian had some newer tires behind me, and I was really hoping he'd give me a hell of a push going into one, and he definitely did. I'm so glad I could hold him going through 3 and 4 that lap. If I wouldn't have got him, he would have got it. But awesome win.
Yeah, it definitely was, Brandon, man. You did a hell of a job to pull that win off here tonight in that 5 machine. Great looking Red Bull car also. Yeah, man, what a race for you tonight in this hectic race here at Darlington, man. This place will reach out and buy you, and you were the one to definitely take a hold of it, the horns on the bull, I guess. Yeah, that kind of matches the Red Bull scheme there, too. So you're able to tame the bull here tonight of Darlington and get the victory. Anybody you want to send a shout to anybody you want to send a shout to here for your victory?
Shout out to the whole league for putting on a good show. You guys for the broadcast. Thanks. See y'all next week.
Awesome, Brandon, man. Congrats on your win, and we will catch you next week here. SRU.
And that was Brandon Harwell, your race winner here this evening. And we're going to go through our finishing order. That was probably the best post-race interview besides Joseph Porter I've ever had. I really enjoyed that. So we get ready for our finishing order here this evening as Brandon Hartwell, number 5, will be your race winner. Coming in second position. Do we got that information available yet, sir? There we go. In second will be Brayton Perez. Third, Cedric Hunter. In fourth, Lane Doyle. Fifth, Stephen Leffler. In sixth, Dave Bush. Michael Yarrow in seventh. Brandon Colley in eighth. Todd Neeson, 9th. Levi Cox, 10th. Steven Stempien back to 11th position. Just unfortunate for him tonight. Mark Gomez in 12th, Kerry Tim 13th, Bradley Dell 14th, Robbie Darnell 15th, Jason Adams 16th, David Neese 17th, and Mark Whitley will finish in 18th position. And that will do it for us here tonight, fellas. It was another fun night here on Freaky Fast with Sim Racing Unleashed, and looking forward to next week and seeing if tempers flare from this race.
Definitely. So, man, it was, this place is so tough. This track, like I said, at any moment it'll reach out and grab you. We've seen turn 2 wall just be a complete beast, and just, people knocking it down, ending up into that inside wall. We've seen guys trying to go too wide off of there. It's really tough to do. And, man, I tell you what, we've seen everybody put everything out there on the line tonight to get that win, and that just showed how special it is to win at this racetrack.
It truly is, and we enjoyed being here. We'll be back next week with Sim Racing Unleashed. And Robert, what's next on the docket for Freaky Fast?
Yeah, well, we'll be live tomorrow night, 7:50, Tuesday night, 7:50, and Wednesday night, 7:50 for NASCAR Out League, Racing League, as we head to Dover for the ARCA Series, Cup Series, and Truck Series. So we'll be live, like I said, at 7:50 there, Lee, but good job, guys, for calling the race out there tonight. Thank you, everybody on Facebook and YouTube, for tuning in here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting and Sim Racing Unleashed. But hopefully everybody has a great Sunday night. Don't work too hard on Monday, but we'll catch you Monday night. But until then, we like to say God bless everybody. Love you all. Peace out.
Later, fellas.
Toodles.